California to put the interests of the criminals over public safety.
Newsom said DeSantis says he supports police, but his actions say something different.
I love this guy talking about backing the blue when you dangled pardons for January 6th insurrectionists, 85 of them that were literally charged with attacking law enforcement.
We've learned more about a major overdose incident that took place at a home in Battle Creek, Michigan on Thanksgiving. At least 10 people were saved. Health officials say they'd taken cocaine that was unbeknownst to them, laced with an opioid like fentanyl. A new study says the U.S. is unprepared to house and care for its growing number of elderly people.
The Harvard report says without increased government assistance, many older adults will have to forego care or rely on family and friends for help, and homeless numbers could spike. Over the next 10 years, the population over the age of 75 is forecast to increase by 45%, growing from 17 million to nearly 25 million. And many of those people are expected to struggle financially. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Portuguese soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo has been hit with a lawsuit for his role in promoting cryptocurrency-related non-fungible tokens, or NFTs. The suit says his statements about the NFTs were deceptive and unlawful and caused people to make costly investments. This is CBS News.
Make the hiring process work for you. With Indeed's end-to-end hiring solution, you can attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I could also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. What does it say? Beware. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Whatever happened to those sugary sweet holiday treats on cable?
You want me to take them?
The Lifetime channel could wind up on Santa's naughty list this year. Its 12 new holiday movies include one that has a steamy scene for adults only. A Cowboy Christmas, about a real estate closer who returns to her hometown in Arizona just before Christmas, is being compared to Paramount's racy Yellowstone series. A Lifetime spokeswoman says audiences are hungry for grown-up romance, and they're looking forward to adding some smolder to the usual holiday sugar and spice. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Iowa Republican Senator Joni Ernst was choking on food during a luncheon yesterday when her fellow Republican Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky performed the Heimlich maneuver on her. The incident happened during a closed-door Republican lunch in the Capitol. Paul's a doctor, by the way. Ernst was seen walking in the Capitol after the incident. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
It is 12:05 at the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. Partly cloudy skies this morning, but we will see some sunshine today with clouds and a slight chance of rain by tonight. Good morning, I'm Brian Goble. Here's what's happening. This week marks the start of a 90-day embargo on street vendors along San Francisco's Mission Street corridor. As KCBS's David Watts reports, so far the ban is having one of its intended effects: calm.
There's still the usual bustle along Mission Street, but clearly missing from this scene, groves of street vendors.
So far, we're seeing success in terms of keeping vendors away.
The vending moratorium is now into its 5th day, and Rachel Gordon with the city's Department of Public Works says it's having the desired effect.
What we're really trying to do as a city is to hit reset.
Clearing the streets is one goal, but cutting down on illegal vending of stolen goods is another. But unlike previous attempts, teams of inspectors are accompanied by the police.
First thing we do is say, you can't sell here, you need to pack up and move along.
Confiscating goods and fines follow. Word's gotten out, and vending, illegal or not, is few and far between. Streets and plazas are for the most part clear. Only time will tell what 90 days brings, but for now, it's certainly a quieter mission. In San Francisco, David Welch, KCBS.
Antioch is putting in the work to come together amid a divisive police scandal. KCBS's Chris Ancarlo reports the city is honoring people who represent the best in the community.
More than 200 people packed into an auditorium with the intent to move forward from a difficult year.
Seeing all of you this evening makes me so proud to be an Antioch resident. We're here because we stand united against racism. We're united against divisions that hurt our community.
Councilwoman Monica Wilson says this is a chance to stand for a new Antioch. In his prayer, Antioch United Methodist Church Reverend Kwang Il Kim called for restoration.
Please awaken us and empower us, O Lord, so that we may open our eyes wide.
The mayor also gave 5 people who showcased unity a key to the city. Among them, Rika Davis-Sheard for her work with the homeless.
Together, we can forge a path towards a city where every individual feels seen, valued, and empowered to pursue their dreams.
In Antioch, Chris Ancarlo, KCBS.
A San Francisco man has been arrested for allegedly trespassing in the Transbay Tube, disrupting the Wednesday evening commute for transit riders. BART officials say Jerry Howard is suspected of entering the tube after pulling the emergency door release of the train while it was moving. Alarms were triggered and train service was halted while police searched the tube and reviewed surveillance cameras. The disruption came shortly before 5 p.m. and caused major delays in both directions. Train service finally resumed around 6 p.m. Just ahead on KCBS.
I'm Jeffrey Schaub in San Rafael. Yet another cinema closes its doors, the third in Marin County alone.
Right now at 12:08, it's time to check traffic and weather together. We, of course, are going to start with traffic and say good morning to Frank Munich.
Well, good morning, Brian. We are looking at some really bad news, some continued bad news on the Upper East Shore, and that's an accident involving 3 trucks, 2 semi-trucks and a box truck. The box truck overturned and leaked some 2 gallons of oil onto the freeway, and that is what is complicating the cleanup of this crash. All lanes remain shut down westbound 80 at Cummings Skyway. The crash actually just passed Cummings Skyway, and we have back up onto the Carquinez Bridge. If you're being taken off onto Cummings Skyway, you can take San Pablo Avenue down to get back onto westbound 80, but you are going to be in quite a wait if you're coming in on westbound 80, at least in Cordelia or just before the 680 split. You can take the connector from westbound 80 over to southbound 680 to get around all that mess and take the Benicia Bridge to get back into the East Bay. But do keep in mind that if you're further down, that connector from westbound 80 over to eastbound 780 is actually shut down for road work, and that's complicating the alternate. We're looking at a problem in San Francisco. This is just off of the Cesar Chavez on-ramp to southbound 280. We have a small grass fire, 1 fire truck pulling up to the shoulder. Your next update at 12:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Any Bay Area weather, partly cloudy skies this morning, overnight lows in the 40s, 30s in the North Bay. Sunny skies to start the day, but we are going to see clouds and a slight chance of rain in the afternoon and evening. Temperatures will be slightly above average today, mostly in the mid-60s. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740, KCBS.
It's football season, and the NFL is in full effect on the free Odyssey app. We're heading into the final stretch of the regular season, and the playoff picture is starting to come into focus. Whatever team you're rooting for, the free Odyssey app has you covered, with the local talk and your team's podcasts. Plus, listen to play-by-play of every Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night game from Westwood One. If you're looking for the NFL, it's all in the free Odyssey app. Download it today and search for your favorite team. That's AUDACY.
Your Friday morning news watch continues. Police in San Jose say they've arrested 2 men who had a private stash of illegal assault weapons and narcotics. Cops say they found machine guns, body armor, fentanyl, and more than 2,000 ecstasy pills in a mobile home in South San Jose. The county's newly formed Santa Clara County Gun Violence Task Force led the investigation. 33-year-old John Fenn and 25-year-old Calvin Lay are facing numerous gun and drug charges. If convicted, they face up to 18 years each in prison. Like an old-fashioned Western where they Where the good guy rides off into the sunset, yet another beloved cinema is biting the dust. KCBS's Jeffrey Schaub reports it is the third major movie house to close in Marin County.
You might say the Regency Cinema is gone with the wind.
What should I go? What should I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Longtime Marin filmmaker Doug Fox gives a damn.
You know, Holy Land, it's church for guys like me.
He's seen dozens of films at the North San Rafael Cinema, built in 1983 to replace a smaller venue.
You're going to need a bigger approach. When we lose places that are our only place to see these films, and it's bad for film, it's bad for the community.
For the first time in my life, I'm afraid. I'm afraid too.
The cinema's owner says its lease was up and decided to close. COVID may have been a factor, but it's the third cinema to shutter in Marin in recent years. In San Rafael, Jeffrey Schaub, KCBS.
If the Environmental Protection Agency gets its way, all lead pipes in drinking water systems across the country are going to be removed and replaced over the next decade. KCBS reporter Eric Thomas says it's to protect people from lead poisoning.
It's a pervasive problem.
Unfortunately, most people aren't aware, but there are over 9 million of these lead pipes that bring water from the water main out in the street to people's houses.
That's Eric Olson with the Natural Resources Defense Fund. He says the EPA proposal to remove all of those lead pipes has been a long time coming. The issue was brought into sharp focus after the 2014 water crisis in Flint, Michigan, in which thousands of young children were exposed to alarming levels of lead.
Everybody knows about kids being affected by lead, things like reduced IQ levels and problems with learning and so on.
He says lead contamination can also cause high blood pressure and cardiovascular disease in adults. But what about the cost?
It is not cheap. It's going to cost, according to some estimates, around $30 to even more billion.
But he says the project will be worth it in terms of illnesses prevented. The public will have 60 days to comment on the proposal. The EPA hopes to finalize it by next fall. Eric Thomas, KCBS.
We are going to check the KCBS sports line in 1 minute.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Shannon Golden. Turn your eyes to the sky tonight in San Francisco for a festive holiday event.
Right now, the KCBS News Time is 12:15. It's time to check sports. We'll start with basketball. The Warriors held off the Clippers 120 to 114 last night at Chase Center before 18,000. Klay Thompson scored 10 straight and finished with 22 points, while Steph Curry had 26 points. Both teams meet again on Saturday in L.A. Hockey, the San Jose Sharks fell 3-0 to the Bruins last night in Boston. With more sports, here's Matt Pittman.
It was midway through the first quarter of the NFC Championship game last season that 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy suffered a torn ligament in his arm. He needed surgery and months of strenuous rehab just to be ready to play in time for the start of this season. Sunday, Purdy and the 49ers returned to the place where he suffered the injury and where the Niners' season and their Super Bowl aspirations ended. For Purdy, returning to the scene isn't something he's thinking about.
Yeah, I got hurt there and everything, but for me, it's week 13. We're on the road in a hostile environment. We're late in the season, so every game is obviously big for us, and so that's where I'm at with my mindset. Am I going to go back and feel a certain way? And none of that. It's a new year, 2 new teams, slightly different in ways. So that's how I'm looking at it.
49
49ers and Eagles NFC Championship rematch in Philly. Sunday kickoff at 1:25 on Fox. Police in Dallas have issued an arrest warrant for Buffalo Bills linebacker Von Miller after allegedly assaulting a pregnant person. Police responded to a major disturbance, and a preliminary investigation determined Miller and the victim got into a verbal argument, and the suspect assaulted the victim. They said Miller left the scene before police arrived. At the sports desk, Matt Pittman, KCBS.
Abbas Law is a rescue station for people who have been injured. One problem faced by a lot of people is that their medical insurance doesn't provide what they need. People come to us with state-funded insurance plans, like Medi-Cal, Medicaid, and Medicare. When they've been injured, they often find there's a long waiting period before they can get the treatment they need. And that treatment is often very limited. Even when you have private insurance and have been extremely injured, you often can't get quick access to the doctors you need. And then the insurance company, the people who injured you, will say, if they were really injured, they would have gone to the doctor sooner. When you've been injured, you need to be rescued. Rescued from the insurance company. Our law is a rescue station for people who have been injured. We're good rescuers. If you've been injured, let us rescue you. Call Abbas Law at 1-800-INJURED. Talk with us, and your day will get a whole lot better.
KCBS Radio, proud to be honored with the 2023 Marconi Award for Legendary Station of the Year, as presented by the National Association of Broadcasters. For more than a century, proudly serving the Bay Area and the trusted source for news. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Traffic and weather together on the 8th. Frank Music into the traffic center this morning. How's it going, Frank?
Well, it's not going well if you're hoping to get onto the Upper East Shore out of Cordelia or Fairfield or Vallejo. We're looking at a problem in Crockett that is a major headache. It's a crash involving 3 trucks, one of which overturned and spilled some 2 gallons of fuel onto the roadway. As a result, all lanes are shut down westbound 80 at Cummings Skyway. We have all traffic being taken off at Cummings Skyway and on to San Pablo Avenue. You're really going to have to take that route if you're anywhere west of Cordelia. If you're coming in from Vacaville or Fairfield, you can take the connector from westbound 80 over to southbound 680 and then the Benicia Bridge to get back into the East Bay. Unfortunately, the connector from westbound 80 over to eastbound 780 in Vallejo, which would have been a good alternate, is actually shut down due to road work. Northbound 280 just before De Anza Boulevard in Cupertino, we have a report of a stall just now moved to the center divide, that left-hand shoulder. And do keep in mind we have road work which has all of the far left lanes shut down in Fremont from Automall Parkway and up to Stevenson Boulevard. We're looking at backup to South Fremont Boulevard. Your next update at 12:28 on the traffic leader KCBS.
The KCBS 6-day forecast, partly cloudy skies this morning, overnight lows mostly in the 40s. Sunny skies to start your Friday, but we have to see clouds and a